Welcome, my friends. I speak to you today. You are yes to you. You are the one who possesses an emotional heart, a romantic feeling and boundless feelings. How to renew the feelings of love in your heart? What are the ways to revive the broken emotional relationships? In the second part, we will present next video tips and suggestions to revive love again and ways to save and maintain the emotional relationship from collapse. So we followed. All relationships are subjected to harsh stages, which can push their parties to get away and drop the thread between them. But there are relationships whose parties realize that they deserve the patience and effort to revive them. How do you overcome those problems that put your relationship to collapse and try to revive it again? And what are the effective solutions to revive your relationship with your partner that was affected by successive problems? Or, on the contrary, perhaps because of boredom and routine, sometimes it happens that one of the parties feels that his feelings have changed. Why are your feelings about the one you love no longer as they were? And when should you follow your intuition, and when do you follow your affection? And how to save your relationship from collapse? Why do feelings of love change? Love is an emotional process that is constantly moving and changing, and the human being is by its nature variable and renewed. You may develop an emotion in you in the morning towards something or a person and disappear or change by the evening. Perhaps if you notice this and ask why, you will find many explanations. Is this happening because you knew something you hadn't known before about the person that your emotions moved about? Or maybe you are in a good mood. I thought you have some affection for this thing or person. Perhaps you wanted and tried to move your emotion, but in a moment you are no longer able to control and walk contrary to what your heart and feelings dictate to you. How do we look at love? Do you follow the mind or emotion? A lot of people are unable to embark on a job they cannot tolerate or accept, or to carry on with it, regardless of its advantages. And whatever logic calls them to stick and stay, most tend to where their heart relaxes, which leads to many shocks, because what you want may not want you, and what you seek may not seek the same strength to you, and what you flee to flee from you. Here, you must stop whatever your emotions and feelings are, and you must listen well to the opinion of the mind and follow it. So be yourself foresight, and know that love and insult do not meet. If your relationship or your pursuit of someone you love is an insult to you, then this cannot be love and cannot be a healthy relationship. Here the equation remains simple. You must follow your mind when your heart leads you to a life without dignity and a relationship without pride. Follow your heart when your mind leads you to a dry, gloomy life filled with fear, suspicion, and hatred for the self and the whole world. Here you need love, but be patient in choosing who to throw yourself in his hands. Do not be biased towards yourself. The most important rule: although love is an act based on sometimes unjustified emotion, we need the mind and its capabilities when it comes to a relationship about to end or fail. But before we explain how to achieve this, we must agree and first acknowledge that some relationships must be doomed to failure, and any attempt to revive or repair them is a waste of effort and age. So the next steps are good for those relationships that are not worth failing, and which deserve some kind of patience and a little effort and thought until they recover and return stronger than they were. In various human relationships, especially love, a person tends to favor himself and bias himself involuntarily in some situations. This happens especially when a specific reaction or behavior is expected from the other party and then finds the opposite. He gets angry, revolts, and may deny his love or question the love of the other side, and thus reject it and begin the stage of failure in the relationship. Perhaps one of the parties is thinking about ending the relationship seriously because simply there is no longer any understanding and matters between them are not the same as before. Without looking at the causes and analyzing things and events, regardless of the situations that lead to misunderstanding and misunderstanding alike, you can revive the relationship and get out of the circle of mutual accusations in simple and rational ways, as we will explain in the second part in the next video. Follow me. See you.